Now to break down India's impressive 2-1 series win over Australia and what this result means ahead of the T20 World Cup, we are joined by former cricketer and the renowned commentator, the voice of the cricket, we can say, Ajay Mehra. Ajay, a very warm welcome on the show. Talking about this series, if you take a look, India were 50-4, no loss in the 5.4 overs before rain stopped the play. So, Ajay, what impressed you the most about the intent shown by Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma at the top?
Thank you so much, Nana. And I felt, it was a complete performance. Yes, Australia also, they're a good side. Of course, India, winning two matches washed out as well in the series. But the biggest thing for me, Narayan, is when you go to Australia, you perform there. I think that's the biggest advantage for any side. And that shows the kind of caliber this side has. We saw in the Asia Cup, this side to me looks very settled. Not to forget, Narayan, that next year we have the T20 World Cup. And before that, if you see the combination of the side is looking so good. Your bowlers, you see Arshdeep, Bumrah, Varun, Chakravarthy, Axar, Patel. Of course, Kuldeep played a few matches. He was sent back for the India-South Africa series as well. But I think they are, the batting as well. Abhishek Sharma, he's been a revelation. He was the player of the series once again. The good thing for India, Shubman Gill as well. He looked pretty good today. Looked very settled in the crease on a bouncy surface at Brisbane. And overall, Suryakumar Yadav, the kind of resources we have in our lineup. So I think that's a big positive for India, and that this team looks to be very settled at the moment.
Right, Ajay, as you mentioned, the team is looking settled and there are many players, we can say the talented players who are waiting for their chance also because too much talent is there. But Ajay, how significant is this series win for India, especially ahead of the T20 World Cup at home next year?
Yeah, Narayan, absolutely. I think, it's all about confidence. Narayan, you know cricket so well. It's all about confidence. As a player, as a side, when you're winning matches, it's nothing better than that. Because once you lose matches, then you change your combination. You change your players as well. You're thinking, selectors are thinking, the coach is thinking, who next now into the side? But once you're winning matches, that augurs really well for the side because, your combination is good. Everything is going right for you. You know which player is going to bat at which number, being a batter, bowlers as well, because T20 is a really tough game for the bowlers. But once you have, the wicket takers like Bumrah, Arshdeep in your ranks, Varun Chakravarthy, he's been a revelation. He's a mystery bowler. It's sometimes very difficult to read him. We saw how he's bowled in Australia as well. Axar Patel, a classy all-rounder. No Ravinder Jadeja now, but Axar Patel is filling his shoes so nicely. So, Washington Sundar, so I think, all the places you see, and you're right, we have so much of bench strength as well, the kind of talent that India has. And that's the reason, Narayan, I feel, a lot of credit should go to BCCI as well, the kind of domestic structure we have, the kind of matches we play, India A series, we test match cricket, we have a different side as well. Of course, few players come in and go out. That's fine, but I think the kind of, talent we have on display, for all the three formats is exceptional for India. And I think Indian cricket is on the rise in a big way. And winning the series in Australia, against a really good side, that really lends a lot of confidence to the side.
Rightly said by you, Ajay, the fantastic cricket structure in India and the way BCCI is working on it. And definitely the kind of work BCCI has done not only for the men's but the women's cricket too. Ajay, but India's spinner once again played a decisive role in turning the series around after MCG lost. But talking about the Australian, their Indian opponents, the way they handled their ultra-aggressive batting lineup, handled the Indian spinner, definitely it's a matter of concern for them, and especially in the context that next year they will play the World Cup in India. So do you think the Australian hierarchy should rethink about their approach, especially against the quality spinners?
Absolutely, because you're right, once in Australia you're struggling, that means that it's going to be a big issue as well once you come to the subcontinent, because subcontinent wickets are different. Some places we have black soil surfaces, some places we have red soil surfaces, and there's going to be a turn as well. Because, World Cup is a big tournament, Narayan, and as the games progress, you play in a particular venue, there'll be more assistance for the spinners, coming on. So I think, yes, the big challenge for Australia, and even for the other side, like England, South Africa, I think the big challenge is going to be how you adapt to the conditions in India. Of course, a lot of players, Narayan, nowadays, they play in the IPL as well. They know the conditions. They played a lot of cricket as well. But yeah, you're right in this series, especially the way they are batted against spin. I think that's going to be an issue they have to address, and they have to address very quickly because you are getting players. Of course, Australia also is a country where there is a lot of talent, and there's a lot of fight for places. But I feel yes, playing quality spin, and we've seen with players like Maxwell as well. They are fantastic performers in the T20 format, but somehow against spin they are a bit vulnerable as well. So I think that's one area that Australia have to look into because losing at home that shows that there is some issue, and that's one issue they have to address. Surely, you're absolutely spot on.
Rightly, losing at home definitely an issue for this Australian team. But talking about the Indian opener, Shubman Gill seemed back in form after a tough tour, while Abhishek Sharma shows flashes of promise once again. Do you think this opening combination could be India's long-term T20 option, or do you think there will be a few changes or tweaks ahead of the T20 World Cup, because there are many talented players still in contention for that spot?
Yeah, you're right because someone like Riku Singh hasn't got many chances. Of course he's a middle order batter, but I think the coach and the selection committee, they are putting a lot of faith on Shubman Gill. He's leading the side, leading in the test matches as well. Now the South Africa series will be on, the test series. That's going to be a big one as well. Just starting at the Eden Gardens, the first test match, and then in Guwahati. But I think Shubman Gill, is one man. You see him in the IPL, very consistent. Sometimes what happens, Narayan, you fail in a few matches, and then you think you are other players as well, who can take his place. But you have to have a settled combination. You have to give a player a fair run because Shubman Gill is a class act. And I think this pair, Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill, they complement each other so nicely. They know, one bats with a lot of flair. We know Abhishek Sharma, he can go after the bowling. Shubman Gill, on the other hand, they can rotate the strike as well, get those boundaries. So I think, yes, it was good to see Shubman Gill back among the runs today. Of course, it was a washout today, but the kind of start they provided, I think that was good news for someone like Shubman Gill because he still wants to, make a place for himself in the playing 11. There's so many, players who are, fighting for those places. But I feel, this combination to me, Narayan, looks to be a good one. And, with the T20 World Cup around the corner, you don't want to change too many things. You want to have some experience as well in your side. And Shubman Gill lends that experience to this T20 lineup.
Right, as you mentioned that too many changes and choppings will be in favor of the Team India. The settled combination will be a good thing for Team India. Thanks Ajay for joining us and giving a valuable inputs on this T20 series between India and Australia. Thanks a lot.